Ben, you must have been happy with that. A great start.
Yeah, absolutely. We really wanted to come out in our first practice match of the year and play the same kind of way that we had at the end of 2021. And I think we kind of warmed our way into the game, but we were able to put it together in the end. And really solid performance, I thought.
Seamless. There weren't many changes from last year in a sense. Did you notice anything different at all?
Yeah, not too much. The main things we were focusing on was just the energy and the spirit we were bringing to the game. The hard stuff that all coaches love to do. Those are the kind of things that are the backbone of our game, and we really wanted to come out and show that. So I thought we were able to do that. I thought there's some real standouts in that aspect. Clayton Oliver, the way he goes hard at it, obviously every week, but Alex Neil-Bullen, from a forward perspective, is unreal at that. So I thought there were a few shining lights for us today.
How good was it to see Adam Thomason? We know he hasn't played since round 7. Huge inclusion.
Yeah, and it's nice to not have to play on him at training anymore. He's been flying. The work that he's done to get back to the point that he is a credit to Tomo. He trains as hard as anyone I've come across, and it is a credit to him that he's able to get himself up at this point. I think it's been a pretty quick rehab, but he's incredibly strong, and he'll be a really great inclusion for us over the year.
How important is he to driving for back-to-back? He's one that's missed out. Usually you hear about those players that really drive.
100%, and there's Jaden Hunt as well, and a few others, the younger boys that are pushing up and want to be part of it. And there's enough for the rest of us that played in the flag to keep going. But when you've got those guys who've got that fire in the belly, definitely helps too.
How are you going? It must be a different feeling this time from last year, where you're dealing with the injury and changing clubs, getting fit again and a delayed start. But now you've won the flag and you're fit. Must be an entirely different sort of preparation for you.
Yeah, definitely different to last pre-season, where I was coming off an injury and probably missed the first few rounds of the year. So to be able to put a full pre-season in, my body to be feeling really good at this point of the year. I haven't had that very often in my career so far. I'm really excited about what the year holds, and the excitement in large part comes from just playing with this group of guys and what we were able to do, particularly the back half of last year, and being able to be a part of that. I want to be a part of it again. It's fun playing footy when you're winning and playing well, and when you're a part of a team like I'm at the moment. So yeah, it's pretty good.
And how will that impact on how you play, do you think?
Not too much. I've put together a really solid few blocks of work over the pre-season, and for me, I did a lot of work on the physical side of my game, but also the mental side of my game last year, and I think both of those things are in pretty good nick at the moment. So that's the way you want to be going into the season. Doesn't mean there won't be dips throughout the year. We know that from an individual point of view and also a team point of view. So it's just the first practice match of the year. We've ticked one off. We've got a lot of ticks still to go.
Can you compare the way you moved today, being able to push up to the wings, run from wing to wing as well, to how you were able to move last year? I mean, would you have been able to do that sort of running last year, having had the injury and surgery?
Yeah, I've always prided myself on the way I run and get up and down the ground, and I think that's what makes me difficult to defend when I'm playing well. But yeah, when your body is right and you've done a full pre-season of work, it definitely helps. So I think, to be honest, the guys up the field are doing some incredible work as well to get us those opportunities. You've got the likes of Oliver and Petrarca and Gawn coming out of your midfield. Ed Langdon was outstanding today as well, and he's had a great pre-season. When you've got those guys putting in the effort up the field, it does make it a lot easier as a forward too.
You feel fitter?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's probably the fittest I've been, the best my body's felt. So it's exciting what can come from here.
Been a lot of external talk about the coach and not internally as well. What's been his mindset across the past few weeks, Ben?
Oh, it's been business as usual for Goody, which I think is a testament to him and the character that he is. And that's been our mindset as well. He's a coach. He's done a great job with us over the period of time, particularly that I've been at the club. Premiership's a pretty big tick in his column. So yeah, it's been business as usual for us.
How have you reset over the pre-season? Going back to back's really tough to do, as we know from history. But how have you? Because the intent today, this is February, it was amazing.
Yeah, well, I think that's the way we've gone about our pre-season the whole way through, and it was probably one thing when I first got to the football club that really blew me away was the intensity with which these guys trained, and I had to go up a level to get to that level and break into the team. And we've got a group of guys who are really driven, led by our leaders. Maxi, trains as hard as anyone and is hard on himself as anyone. But yeah, the leaders are outstanding at that, and they bring the rest of us up to the level. But we've got so many of those guys that, you know, you can't be a passenger, whether it's game day or training. Every training session's hard, and I think that's how you get better.
Because you played a bit of footy in the forward line at your peak. Today he spent a bit of time in the middle. Where do you think he's best suited?
Oh, he could play just about anywhere on the ground, I think, and he'd be an outstanding asset to the team. And you've got to consider he's only 19, 20 years old. The amount of footy that he's got ahead of him and the footy that he's producing, again, when you talk about training standards, he's setting them as well, the way he goes about his footy. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Cozzy can do this year.
Through him running to you or hitting a lace
Either or. Happy with either.
Another game here on the weekend between these two sides at AFLW level. You know, you're doing some work with the girls at Melbourne. How important is that in the yardstick to see yourself up against North Melbourne this weekend?
Oh, it's definitely the girls have got a tough few weeks to come as the season comes to an end. They had a really good win the other day against Brisbane. They've got to back up off a short turnaround, but I've been really excited about the way that they've been going about their training too. And you know, you watched Taylor Harris play the other night, and I can take a bit out of that as well. So yeah, it's really exciting. Out at Casey Fields again, we got a couple of games out here for the rest of the year. It'd be great to see all the Melbourne faithful get out here to support the women's players.
Just lastly on Stephen May, you sort of came off, didn't come back on. Did you get any word on whether he sort of popped anything off or anything late in the game today?
I had a chat to him after the game and he seemed all smiles to me, so I think it was probably a bit of management. He's obviously a pretty key player for us, and we had a couple of guys that we wanted to get a little bit of a run into sitting on the bench, so I think it was just management for him.